Family reunions are rarely arranged more than 2 years in advance, but over All-Star Weekend, LeBron James made sure to send out save-the-date cards to all 30 NBA teams if the four-time MVP and four-time league champion is serious about forming a partnership with his son Bronny when he becomes draft eligible in 2024. Can you imagine seeing them play on the same team? It'd be awesome. Stick around to find out everything LeBron has been saying about playing with his son. First things first, LeBron James claimed he will do whatever it takes to play with his son Bronny. LeBron James is determined to play professional basketball alongside his kid, Bronny James, regardless of the circumstances. The Los Angeles Lakers player, 37, stated in an interview with The Athletic, published on Saturday, that he intends to partner up with a 17-year-old son before formally retiring from the NBA. "I'm going to play my last year with my son," LeBron said to the source. "That's where I'll be, wherever Bronny is. I'd do anything for a year to be able to play with my son. At that moment, it's not about the money." LeBron James, who is in his 19th NBA season, has won 4 championships, 2 of which were with the Miami Heat, 1 with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and finally, 1 with the Los Angeles Lakers. The NBA champion also stated that the door isn't closed on a return to the Cavaliers. When asked, James told online media sources, "I'm not saying I'm coming back and playing. I don't know. I'm not sure what the future holds for me. I have no idea when I'll be free." Before James announced his surprising decision to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat in 2010, LeBron spent 7 seasons with Cleveland. He helped the Heat win back-to-back NBA titles in 2012 and 13, collaborating with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh before returning to the Cavaliers in 2014. Quite an impressive career if you ask us. However, LeBron opted out of his contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2018, 2 years after helping them win their first ever NBA championship. The same summer, he joined the Los Angeles Lakers, and a year later, he defeated the Heat to win his 4th championship. When LeBron's now wife, Savannah James, gave birth to Bronny, their eldest child, he was ready to start his 2nd NBA season. Bronny is currently a student at Los Angeles' Sierra Canyon High School. According to the 247sports.com, the junior point guard is the 52nd best prospect in the country as of November, after being ranked 27th in August. Bronny had previously indicated interest in playing for Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, and UCLA, according to 247sports.com and ESPN. Currently, Kentucky is the only college that has offered him a scholarship. Under the NBA's current rules, which require players to be at least 19 years old and spend 1 year playing with a college, Bronny will be draft eligible in 2 years, according to the Washington Post. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver stated in May 2019 that he believed the one-and-done approach was no longer effective. This approach/rule means those coming out of high school that want to play professional basketball must spend at least 1 year playing at college level before they can be drafted. However, he stated that abolishing the program would not be possible quickly. It's still unclear whether LeBron will get to play with his son, but it's looking like a very big possibility, and we're all here for that. Next, crowd turns on LeBron James in a recent game. Here's why. The Los Angeles Lakers were booed by their home supporters after a big loss to the New Orleans Pelicans this past Monday. The Los Angeles Lakers were defeated 123-95 by the New Orleans Pelicans, with home supporters booing the superstar LeBron James. The Lakers, who won the Larry O'Brien Championship trophy 2 years ago, are in danger of missing the NBA playoffs after their season record fell to 27-33. It was the team's 9th defeat in the last 12 games. Yes, 9th. You heard that correctly. Clearly, they are not off to a good start this season. The 2020 championships are presently ranked 9th in the Western Conference, barely ahead of the New Orleans Pelicans, who are 10th, and Portland Trail Blazers, 11th. Only the top 10 teams advanced to the play-in round. The Pelicans thrashed their opponents 44-25 in the 3rd quarter, capped by a James turnover that elicited a ruckus response from the Los Angeles crowd. In the opening 3 quarters, James and teammate Russell Westbrook both had 7 turnovers. During the 3rd quarter, LeBron fired a bad pass to the corner, which resulted in the ball being sent out of bounds. The fans at the arena had no pity for their king, exploding with boos to voice their displeasure. NBA Twitter erupted with emotions as soon as the arena erupted in boos for LBJ. James had 32 points and 6 rebounds, while Pelicans forwards Brandon Ingram had 19 points and 8 assists to lead the team. Only Wilt Chamberlain, 515, and Michael Jordan, 562, have more more 30-point games in NBA history than LeBron James. Earlier in the week, James tried to put to rest the question about his future earlier this week by stating that he intends to stay with the Lakers for the rest of his career. During All-Star Weekend in Cleveland, the 37-year-old sparked suspicion that he may quit the Lakers by telling The Athletic website that he wanted to complete his career playing alongside his son Bronny, a promising high school player. It all remains to be seen whether James will want to stay with the Lakers or follow his son. But one thing is certain: the Lakers are definitely not performing at the caliber that we have come to expect. Up next, Devin Booker sent to COVID-19 health and safety program. Why? Devin Booker, the Phoenix Suns all-star guard, has entered the NBA's COVID-19 health and safety program and will miss Wednesday's game against the Portland Trail Blazers. At the team's shoot-around, the Suns made the announcement. Booker, who averages 25.6 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game, is a three-time All-Star and the team's leading scorer. The loss of the 25-year-old is a further setback for the Suns, who are already without fellow All-Star guard Chris Paul. Paul broke his thumb on February 16th and is expected to miss the rest of the regular season. While the team is optimistic that he will be back in time for the playoffs, without Paul, the Suns have lost 2 of their last 3 games. With a 49-12 record, Phoenix is the greatest team in the NBA and is vying for the top spot in the Western Conference playoff race. With just 20 games left in the regular season, the Suns have a 612-game lead over the Golden State Warriors. This season, Booker entered the procedures in September and missed media days, as well as the start of training camp. There's no knowledge yet on when Booker would be returning to the league, but hopefully we can see him back in action soon. Lastly, the New York Knicks continue to disappoint. The New York Knicks defied most people's expectations last season, finishing 41-31 and earning the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Even after falling in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks, it appeared that the Knicks were finally moving forwards after nearly a decade of mediocrity. That hasn't been the case so far. The Knicks are currently in the 12th place in the East with a record of 25-36 as of March 1st, considerably below where they were anticipated to be. The Knicks were 22-21 on the season not long ago, January 15th, feeling good about themselves after a 3-game win run. The team haven't been able to win 2 games in a row since then, and have gone on major losing streaks ever since. So, what went wrong in New York, and who's to blame for the Knicks' poor performance? There's something to be said for Coach Thibodeau's approach and how he prefers to stick with players he knows and trusts. To put it another way, he enjoys running his players into the ground, with the expectation of injuries or COVID replacements. His nightly starting lineups don't change much, and he'll stick with his first unit even when things aren't working, and they're blowing big leads. In only 2 games this month, the Knicks have surrendered a 21-point lead to the Lakers and a 23-point lead to the Trailblazers. They also lost a home game against a Nets club without Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, or Ben Simmons just before the All-Star break. Despite leading by as many as 28 points in a game and 18 points early in the 4th quarter, Will Tibbs makes any adjustments to the way he allocated minutes now that the season is all but over? In addition to Tibbs, NBA player Julius Randle has seemingly contributed to the downfall of the team this season. Randle has gone from being the Prince of New York last season, receiving his first All-Star selection, being named to the All-Star NBA second team, and helping the Knicks to a top 4 finish, to having a wildly erratic season in 2021-22. Only time will tell if the Knicks can get back to the top, but some serious changes will definitely need to be made to get back to that position. And there you have it. Everything you need to know about LeBron James and how he has been saying that he will do anything to be able to play alongside his son. Thanks for watching.